Kabouter hot sauce.
Good day everyone, I'm back and this video is all about making a consistent hot sauce. Especially if you supply restaurants or regular clients, you want your sauce to taste all the time the same. Very important, the first thing to note is I have a book here with my recipes in. So write down your recipe so you know exactly what ingredients you have in your sauce. Second thing is get yourself a nice kitchen scale where you can actually weigh each ingredient. So that also will help you when you buy, so you don't actually waste any of your ingredients. So I buy according to what I'm going to do. I'm actually with this batch that I'm going to do is about 50 liters of sauce. So I've got my tomatoes, I've got my onions, 2 bags of them. I got quite nice green peppers. I have red peppers, obviously. Then I have all my other ingredients like your apple cider vinegar or apple juice if you want to put in, herbs. You can put aside sugar or honey if you want to put in your sauces. So everything is measured according to my 50 liter pot I'm doing. So every time when I make it, I know it's going to be consistent. So what we're going to do next is to cut up all this into smaller pieces so I can actually get it through my blender. That is actually to make it also finer, because you don't want to have like big pieces in your sauce. I use this blender, and I also have a hand blender. Once I cook it, I use a hand blender to even make 100% sure it's nice and liquidy sauce, but we'll get to that afterwards. So just in short, what you need: list of your recipe written down with the measurements and the weight of your ingredients. You have a scale. Every time when you actually put it aside, you actually weigh it. You have a liquidizer to actually make it into a nice liquid, and then you actually add all the ingredients together. My sauces I cook because I bottle it hot. It all depends how you make your sauces, yeah. But yeah, that's for now. So let me get started and cutting these ingredients up into before we put it into the pot. Thank you. This is the next step of making a consistent chili sauce. In front I got all my liquids separated. Far left I got all my mixed herbs in this pot here. The salt, pepper, what is needed. Then in this pot I got all my cut up ingredients like the onions, the garlic, the chilies, tomatoes, etc. And then in front I got a blender. So the next process is to actually put the cut up stuff or ingredients through the blender. So let's start with that. You also see while I'm doing that, I'm wearing a glove, because when you work with chilies, you don't want to not wear a glove. It's going to actually burn you, and yeah, it lasts a few days, as I mentioned in some of my previous videos. So let's just fill up this blender. So this blender is actually a 2 liter blender, which is actually not too big, so it's quite a few fills I'm doing for the amount of sauce I'm doing. So I've ordered on the internet a 3 liter blender. Can't wait for that to arrive. So that one is full. So also what I normally do is when you do blending, I actually add a bit of liquid. So it just makes the blending process a little bit easier. I'm putting up the cap. You don't want to forget that part, otherwise it's going to be a mess. Okay, here we go. I'm starting. Here I normally give it about close to a minute of blending to get a nice consistent smoothness. So yes, that is done. So yeah, here you can see, I'm just going to bring it a little bit closer. It's nice and liquidy, so I'm going to put it in this bucket. Also, yeah, try to make sure your buckets are clean and sterilized when you work with sauces. Although the sauces will be cooked again, it will help the sterilization as well. So yeah, so this is the next process. I've got a few buckets to do to fill because I'm doing about a 40-liter sauce. But this is the last part, how to make a consistent sauce. I'm just going to tell you quickly or show you what I have in front of me. So this is my 40-liter pot where I boiled my sauce or cooked my sauce. I normally do it for 25 minutes to 40 minutes. Then I think that is more than enough. I have a bucket to actually pour the sauce with a dripping tray. I also have a hand blender, which every now and then I go with the hand blender to make sure it's nicely mixed. Then I have these, I call it tomato sauce bottles, which is a 800 ml. You can even get a 1 liter one, which is fine. So what I do is I have 10 of these and I fill all of them. But what's interesting, what I've done is on each one there's a cap that turns on. So it doesn't matter if you have 1 or 3 outlets. This one got now 3 outlets, which I actually close up 2 of them. One I cut in half, and I actually put a fish tank pipe onto it. So just make sure it's quite tight there, because this helps a lot with the pouring and you will mess less. Okay, so I'll quickly show you the process once we get there with the pouring part. So here I have 250 ml bottles. I also do the same process with the 125 ml bottles. And I have my sterilized caps here in front as well, the black caps for each bottle. So I normally prepare that in advance, the bottles here. And now let's start and just show you how I normally do the whole process. So I have 10 of these bottles. I normally fill all 10 in one go, but I'm just going to show you now with one. So there we go, I'm filling it up. I have a nice pouring jug so you don't mess a lot. I'll put it down, so that bottle is now full. So I actually fill then all 10 in one go, and then afterwards I'll put the jug into the dripping tray. There we go. Now I'm going to put the cap on that bottle. So let's just turn it on nicely. So I have normally 4 or 5 of these caps. So I have 10 bottles, 5 of these caps, which will help the process and speed up the process. It's good to have a cloth because the sauce is extremely hot, and I'll explain why I actually bottle my sauces hot. So let's just show you. So that is now tight. Here's the bottle with a cloth, and I take my hand, so I close this so I don't spill. So I just go over the first bottle. Okay, this one is already off. I just want to fill this one. Okay, so that one is full now. So let's go to the next one. Filling that one up. There we go. So it's good to look at each bottle when you fill it up. So when it's getting closer to the top, you use your other hand to close the pipe so the sauce won't spill over. So there it's full. I close it. Go to the next bottle. Then you can press here until it's nearly full. There we go. Okay, that one is nearly full as well. Let's just wait for it. Okay, and then I just actually make it like this again, and it's nice. You can pour again. You close it, put it over, pour. You get to the top. Okay, this one is empty. So what I'll do is I have normally 5 of these bottles ready. So as you can see here, I have another one already. I'll just pick it up. This cloth is really hot. Put it around. Fold this one quickly. That one is full. Go to the next one. So the spilling, you don't, with this way I've picked up, I don't spill a lot. So just make sure when you get to the top, you close the pipe and go to the next one. And that's basically it. So when this one is nearly full, there we go. Let's just fold it backwards again. There we go. And fold this one, complete it. Yeah, so this is more for the smaller companies that don't have money for these big devices. Because I've looked on the internet, like a 4-bottle filler can cost up to R1,000,000. So yeah, this is my way of doing the stuff. And then I just want to show you how I seal the bottles. So I just put the caps on. So I normally do fill all 24 bottles. I put up all 24 caps after that. So there, these two. So filling that, putting the caps on. Okay, I take the cloth again, pick up each bottle, and I'm tightening the caps, not too tight. And you put it upside down. When you put it upside down in a box, you're actually creating a vacuum, which actually helps as well, sterilizing that top part of the bottle. Yeah, so I do everything like that. Sealed. Next one, sealed. Yeah. Okay, so that is my process of filling the current way. I'm actually busy with a device. The prototype should be available next month, where you can actually fill 12 bottles at a time, a manual device. So I can't wait for that. So my next video, when I do that, hopefully I'll have that available for preview and you can order directly from me. So that's that part, guys, and then I'll create another video after this on how to put on heat caps. The old way, and I already have the device, new way of doing it, and it's about 10 times quicker, that process, saving you a lot of time.
Kabouter hot sauce.